What's this? A first-person horror game made in Wales and based on a movie tie-in? What could possibly go wrong here?
Don't Knock Twice is a first-person horror experience that is loosely based on the 2016 film of the same name. Yeah, it's the one with Katie Sackhoff in it. Yeah, that one. It's fully playable in VR for the PlayStation 4 and non-VR for the PS4 and Xbox One. Obviously, no VR on Xbox. Sorry, not sorry.
The basic plot sees you roaming freely around a manor house as a guilt-ridden mother, although we didn't realise that for a while as the game didn't really let us know. You are trying to save your lost daughter by uncovering the truth behind a demonic witch, but unless you read and scrutinise over every piece of paper you find, then the narrative can quickly get lost. It's what you'd expect from this kind of experience. The story isn't really going to score any points here, as it only serves as a carriage to push you through this horror house for an hour. Yes, an hour. It's not very long.
The gameplay on offer here is pretty much what you've seen in every other first-person horror, except it's not been done very well. Let's start with the item handling.
You can pick up all these lovely objects and observe them, but this fundamental task is flawed by stodgy controls that use the same button to drop items as well as look at others. For example, holding an axe? Want to open a door or look at another object? Well, unless you are perfectly looking at the object, then you will drop your weapon. Although this may be due to the game being developed for mainly VR play, it still should have been corrected for non-VR players.
This handling error is frustrating, not to mention how silly it looks when you do successfully pick something up without dropping your weapon. Yep, I'm now holding a candlestick, an axe, and this object, floating right in front of me. How many hands does this mother have?
Okay, so maybe that is a minor point, and it probably would be moot had we not found a game-breaking glitch during our playthrough.
In fear, we had ducked next to this wall only to discover that the candlestick had been pushed around in our hand, so it's now at this weird angle. Things got even funnier though when we checked our mobile phone, and it was now impossible to read.
That was game reset number 1. As well as being irritating, it was a total immersion breaker. We're supposed to be scared, not laughing at how the mother is holding her 90s phone cack-handed. I won't even go into the reason why we're being forced to use candlelight when the phone we're holding probably has a pretty decent flashlight function. So basically you roam around the manor on a very set path of doors that mysteriously open in the right order to get you through the experience.
Why aren't we calling it a game?
Noticed that one, did you?
Well, this is basically a glorified horror house. Remember Layers of Fear? Well, it's like that, but shorter and could do with a bit more polish. So there are some little puzzles, but nothing too brain-taxing, and all of the solutions are conveniently put in your path. So, what about the enemies? The threat? Combat!
The developer's website clearly states, and I quote here, "You can combine environment items to fight or escape the terror." I'm going to break that down for you and tell you the truth.
You don't combine anything. You pick up an axe and use it on some door handles, or burn some bushes with a flamethrower, which, by the way, is a candle strapped to an aerosol can. So they combined it for you. The developers did. You just use it like you would anything else. That's not the user combining in my book. Yes, that was an air quotation.
Now you can use these items to fight or escape the terror. And what is the terror? Drumroll please. Highly scripted jump scares and sound effects that get triggered when you walk by! Way!
There's no tactical way of using items to escape anything. There's no enemy that stalks you, and by the time you get to the end, you'll be more scared of the price you paid to download this game than anything else within it.
There are some upsides and, believe it or not, some replay value. The achievements or trophies are super easy to get, but will require a couple of playthroughs. Thankfully you can speedrun this in less time than it takes to watch the 2016 movie, so that shouldn't be a problem. There are Russian dolls to smash and hidden achievements that require you to shoot some hoops and feed crows. Great. Fantastic. Thanks. After a couple of runs you'll have that platinum trophy and the game is done.
The graphics let it down a little too. It doesn't look like anything special, there's no stylish traits, nor does it push any boundaries. But they are at least acceptable and do the job of looking like a horror game.
The one thing I will say it does well is the sound. There's good depth to the atmosphere, along with the spooky sounds and music. It adds a lot of tension your first time through. Also, the jump scares will at least get a reaction out of you when you don't know what's coming. But when it's all said and done, you could very much do without this title cluttering up your hard drive.
And the fact that the website states this is a full-length, intuitive horror game is frankly ripping you off. To your face. That's barefaced lying. So this gives Don't Knock Twice a 3 out of 10. Ouch.
Glitchy, bad narrative, lousy scripted horror cliches, looks like every horror game you've ever played, game-breaking bugs, including one at the end of the game that forced a second console reset, and to top it off, no Katie Sackhoff.
Boo! Wankers. Well, you got to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. It's been fun. It's been a real blast. If you want to watch some more stuff, why don't you check out the stuff over here that we've handily put on the other side of the screen. It's cool. You should check them out. You know, they're good.